Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to be discussing my current morning skincare routine. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you're already a part of the SheriApproved family, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I just want to remind you that your likes, your comments, your shares on my videos really helps me a lot. And for those of you that do it, I really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And for those of you who don't, why not start today? Remember to also click the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. I know my last video was a mouthful as I went into detail as to my current nighttime skincare routine. Today we're going to cover my current morning skincare routine, and it's nowhere as intense. However, it might still seem to be a little bit more than most people might do. But just so that you know, I have oily skin. I'm also acne prone. And while I do have my acne under control, I still do things to treat that, to manage the sebum in my skin. And I'm also working on hyperpigmentation spots, making sure that my skin tone stays even, my skin looks bright. But I am also past the 40 mark, so I'm also concerned with well aging. So my entire skincare routine will cover formulations that touch all of these things. The first thing I do in the morning is cleanse my skin. Now, I know that there are a lot of people that actually skip cleansing in the morning, and if that works for you, then great. However, I cannot. Like I mentioned, I have oily skin. I also live in the Caribbean. Here it is very humid, and even if I sleep with AC at night, I do sweat sometimes, so I am not going to take the chance. I'm going to cleanse my skin in the morning. However, the key thing is that I use a gentle cleanser in the morning. So sometimes the cleansers that I would probably recommend for more normal to dry skin are the types of cleansers that I reach for in the morning, even though I have oily skin. I'm cleansing in the morning to get rid of any dirt, any sweat, any excess oil that's on my skin, but I absolutely do not want to disrupt my skin barrier or the lipids that are naturally present on my skin, because I do not want to dehydrate my skin. My skin is dehydrated, then that's going to give my skin a signal to produce excess oil, which I absolutely do not need. Some of the cleansers that are my absolute favorite for the morning time that I reach for all the time are the Belab Cica Gel Cleanser. Absolutely love that. It reminds me so much of the Haru Haru Black Rice Cleanser, another one that I tend to reach for in my morning rotation. I'm currently also using the Formal B, their mild gel cleanser as well. And I also love the Skin 1004 Ampule Foam Cleanser. That one I can use day or night because it's so gentle. It works as well as a lovely morning cleanser for my skin. The next step I also do in the shower, and that is over the last couple of months, I have been using a splash mask in my routine in the morning in the shower, and I do that really because it allows me to get some exfoliation into my morning skincare routine without disrupting the other active ingredients that I'm going to actually leave on my skin. So I really do enjoy the Blith splash masks. Any one you choose will have some very gentle exfoliants. You have to dilute this in water, splash it on your face. I do it while the shower is actually falling on my face. I kind of gently massage it as the water is running down my face, and my skin feels so smooth. It has been making such a difference because while I'm getting a little bit of gentle exfoliation in that step, it's not staying on my skin. It's a wash off product, so then I don't run the risk of irritation with the other strong active ingredients that I'm actually going to put in my skincare routine. The next step is toner or essence, and this is actually optional for me. Sometimes I do a toner in the morning, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on how I feel in the mood and so on. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this step, as well as sometimes I will use an essence. I am using an essence, but the one that I'm currently using, I'm going to show you where I'm using it. I'm not using it in the traditional place that I will usually use an essence. So once I get out of the shower, I do my cleanse, I do my splash mask, I will just get the excess water off my skin, sometimes pat dry, and especially if you're sensitive, you might want to do this. And then I will go in with my niacinamide and my vitamin C. I usually just apply one after the next. Some people do vitamin C, then niacinamide. Some people do niacinamide, then vitamin C. I've done it both ways. It really doesn't matter. The key is you apply, you let it absorb, literally a couple seconds, and you can go in with the next product. I use L-ascorbic acid-based serums. I recently posted on my Instagram some of the best ones that I've tried this year. Absolutely enjoyed all of those serums. However, formulation plays a really important part in terms of the L-ascorbic acid serum that you are going to use. If you're new, I do not recommend the higher strength ones. Try something that's low strength. See how your skin adjusts, how it reacts, because for some people, L-ascorbic acid can be a little bit irritating, especially if your skin is easily sensitized. Now, I do enjoy the Jumiso Pure Glow. That one is a 5.5%. I have used the Isntree. I also really love that one, as well as the Cosrx. I've been using that one actually since the end of last year. Absolutely love that one. If I'm being very, very picky, the Cosrx one is my favorite so far this year. But the ones that I mentioned, I have absolutely enjoyed all of them. Then when it comes to niacinamide, now I have tested recently the Nineless niacinamide. So I do have that one in my rotation. It is really nice. My personal preference, however, is still for the Cosrx 15% niacinamide. Absolutely love that. My skin loves that, and I think my skin also loves that it's combined with NAG, and that combination of the niacinamide and the NAG really works for me. But again, I will generally just put a niacinamide serum in there because that helps with managing sebum, it helps with brightening, it helps to fade spots as well during the day, and niacinamide is also an antioxidant, and together with vitamin C you get an explosion of additional benefits. The next step is actually where I put my essence, and I'm using my essence in this step really because of the type of essence that it is in terms of the texture and the consistency. So generally when you're applying skincare, while pH of products are important, you really want to focus more on thinnest to thickest texture. And because the essence that I have been absolutely loving in my morning skincare routine is the new Jumiso Snail Mucin and Peptide Essence, which has a thicker consistency than the serums that I'm using. My vitamin C is very runny, my niacinamide as well. I actually apply that afterward. Of course, you can apply this essence before your serums, and it's going to give you a really nice hydrating barrier, especially if you have skin that is easily sensitized. It's going to kind of help in terms of any potential irritation that may occur with your vitamin C and niacinamide afterward. But I don't have that issue. My skin is fully adjusted now to those products, so I can absolutely apply them first and go in with this essence, which has a thicker consistency after my serums. Next, and I mean, sometimes I do this before the essence, sometimes I do this before serums. The next step is eye cream. And with eye cream, guys, when you buy an eye cream lasts so long. So again, I use my eye cream not just as my eye cream, but as a neck treatment, even in the morning time. So in my morning skincare routine, I don't use retinol eye creams. I will tend to use things that has peptides, maybe some brightening ingredients, hydrating ingredients, because a lot of times I might be putting on makeup. So I want my eye cream to be hydrating but not too thick at the same time. The two that I've been rotating through currently are the BD Skin, which is the brightening and peptide eye cream, as well as the Tokobo, which is a collagen brightening eye cream. What I love about the Tokobo is it has like a gel type texture. It also has some caffeine in that one. So if I'm kind of puffy, that one really helps with that. I do use the BD Skin a lot more because I'm not puffy that often in the morning, but I've just been rotating through those, and you really just need like a pea-sized amount, tap, 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 tap. And then I just take a little bit more and I massage my neck with all that goodness. The next step, as you can imagine, may be moisturizer. However, moisturizer in the morning is an optional step for me based on two things. One, depending on the level of dehydration or hydration that I'm feeling, I will choose to use moisturizer or not. And two, it also depends on the sunscreen that I'm going to be using that day. So a lot of the sunscreens now, a lot of the ones that I use, the ones that are in my rotation, the ones that I'm constantly reviewing, they all have moisturizing ingredients in them. So a lot of them are going to cover both bases for me. They're going to cover my moisturizing step as well as give me my sunscreen protection. So most times I would actually skip moisturizer because my sunscreen is actually doing that work. However, if for some reason my skin feels a little bit dehydrated a particular morning, or maybe the particular sunscreen that I'm using is one that I know is going to be a little bit dehydrating on my skin, I will apply moisturizer at this point and then go in with my sunscreen. Sunscreen is the most critical part of your morning skincare routine. Let me say it again, and I will keep preaching it. Guys, if you get up in the morning and you say, you see all this that Sheri is doing, I'm not able with that, I'm not going to do all those steps, that's fine. Just cleanse your skin and put on a good sunscreen, and your skin is going to thank you for it. 10, 15, 20 years from now, you're going to be so glad that you developed that habit. And of course, the last thing that I do is I will put on a lip treatment, whether it's a lip balm or a lip sunscreen or a lip mask. Sometimes I put on any day, but just to give my lips a little bit of hydration. Whether or not I'm going to be putting on makeup, I will usually put on a lip product. I know a lot of people sometimes forget that, but it's such an important step, especially as you're getting older and you may be experiencing a little bit more dehydration hydration in your lips. Don't forget the lip care, guys. One product that I bring in, and this really depends on if I need it, is salicylic acid. So currently in my rotation, I'm using the new Cos de Baja, the 2% SS salicylic acid serum. And I will use that sometimes in the morning with my vitamin C and niacinamide if I'm having breakouts. I tend to bring this in depending on what I did in my nighttime routine or if I'm actually having breakouts. And I don't have breakouts very, very often. However, I do try to get salicylic acid in my routine, especially that week before my period, whether it be in my morning routine or my nighttime routine, to really help clear out those pores from the excess sebum and so on that accumulates in the pores because of the shifts in the hormones at that time of my cycle, and that really makes a difference. So it's not in my routine as often as it used to be, like on a daily basis, but I do bring it in at times. And that's it. That's what my morning skincare routine has been looking like for the last couple months. The things that are my non-negotiables will be to have my vitamin C and my niacinamide, and of course my sunscreen in my morning skincare routine. The products that I use around that might switch up a little bit based on what I'm testing, how my skin looks, etc. But essentially the steps that I laid out for you are the steps that I have been doing. I'd love to hear in the comments down below, what is your current morning skincare routine? Have you tweaked it a little bit, especially because of the amount of heat and humidity that we've been experiencing the last 2 months or so? I'd love to hear about it. Remember to also like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye.